But yeah, just before we do the intro and that, it's mad, yeah, because BT, are you with BT?
No, I can only be a virgin.
Oh, around that area. Yeah. Well, BT came out not too long ago, about 3-4 weeks ago, and they said, like, they kind of forced us to have this new thing. Like, they said, you're under contract, you've got to have this new thing fitted, and like they've done like loads of like rewiring of something outside and all that. Yeah. So I was like, okay, we've got to have it. But ever since then, not even gonna lie, like my internet's been a bit mad. Like it drops every now and again. Like if I'm watching like Netflix or I'm uploading something to like the YouTube or whatever, it just dips and it drops for like 2 minutes or a minute, and then it just comes back like it's normal. So I'm thinking, has the man like downgraded the internet or something? Because the way it's moving, like dial up sometimes, I think crazy.
It wouldn't surprise me though. It wouldn't, because we don't know what they're doing.
Well, I've always said,
you see a number that you're monitoring, but where does that number come from?
I don't need them download and upload speeds at all. Like, I think we're on like hyper fiber things, fiber something, fiber up. I don't know why it is, but it's fiber something. And it's like meant to be one of the faster ones. We only got that because of the kids, because obviously their iPads and switches and their TVs and just we're working from home in it. So there's like loads of people using the internet. So we got one that was faster. But the more you pay, the less quality you seem to get. It's mad.
You just go back to Sky.
Sky, listen, Sky lucky, man. I think I told you on the last one, Sky lucky that I'm even paying them the little £50 I have to pay them now for the TV. But anyway, man, let me start ranting and raving. Let me just jump into it, man. Welcome, you're now listening to episode 3, Stay Tuned podcast. Myself, Theo, Kieran, as always. What you say, man?
I'm alright. Still, just I'm looking forward to this episode. I want to see what kind of mad things you would do in your world or take out. Yeah.
Nah, I think it's going to be a good one. I think it's going to be a good episode. But before we get into the episode, as always, make sure you subscribe to the channel and also hit the links in the description. If you would like the audio version of the podcast, you can always go there. And again, the social accounts as well. Make sure you follow on there before you do anything else. Now, this episode, we kind of spoke about it last week. You mentioned Trevor Noah when you mentioned about the removal of social media, and he would get rid of that forever. And then I was saying to you, like, or we were saying last week about, it would be sick to do the idea if we could expand that we could come up with 3 of our own things that we would get rid of forever, forever and ever. So listeners at home, do the same. Think of 3 things, have a conversation with someone, and then leave your thoughts in the comments and all of them things, man. But what's the first thing you would get rid of forever?
Do you know what? I'm just gonna get stuck in with probably. I think people will find that most controversial. I'd get rid of gambling. I'll just remove it.
Why?
Here we go.
Yeah, why? You can't just say that. Listen, the podcast needs to be more than like 10 minutes. You can't just say, I'm going to get rid of gambling, just leave it at that. We need reason.
The podcast is done. But I can't. When you weigh up the pros and the cons and the benefits of it versus the consequences, it's not necessary. That is this. You don't need it. I think out of all the things that people get addicted to, I'm not saying gambling's the worst because they're all different. But I think it's one of the ones that's most unnecessary. Like, it's just something that's been brought in, where the money comes from, where the money goes. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit, maybe because I've been watching Snowfall, so I was considering drugs, but at least I know sometimes that money is going to good causes. So let's keep it going, and we know why drugs and alcohol is illegal. But I would just done with it. The lottery, horse racing, all of that stuff.
What, the lottery as well? You get rid of the lottery?
Yeah, get rid of all of it.
Nah, I don't know, man. Like, hold on. No. This is why we're doing it, though, because I think you might challenge me on some of my things as well. You don't know. But with the lottery, like, that's like for £2.50 or whatever it is these days. I don't really play it, but if it's still like £2.50 and you win the jackpot, that's life-changing money. You don't have to work again. Like, you could sort out your own. So I get it with like your day-to-day, like, and I don't get it actually, but I do, because there's some people, like, I have a little gamble every now and again. Like, I put some money on the football or whatever, but I know that I can control that. Same with my drinking and whatever else, or trying to think what else I might have a slight addiction to, like eating crisps. Do you know what I mean? Because I know that I can control those things because I've got control. If I didn't feel like I could control something, and maybe this is your point actually, because whoever is addicted to something and is alerted to when they spiral out of control. Like, someone who's spiraling out of control doesn't know that they're not in control, if that makes sense. They're just spiraling.
Yeah.
So,
it happens.
Yeah. So maybe that's your point. But if you're strong-minded, I think gambling's okay. I think there's some people that have to gamble there's people gambling right now on roulette machines in Ladbroke somewhere, and they're losing like £30-40 every 10 minutes. Do you know what I mean? That's happening somewhere. I know it sounds funny, but it's the reality of people's lives. That's just their life. So I get it. But I wouldn't want to remove that. I want to remove the lottery. Like, the lottery, imagine you win the millions on the lottery and you just, do you know what I mean?
I've been disappointed by the lottery too many times.
Exactly. So that's why you want to get rid of it. Just because you haven't won, you got to be in it to win it. If you get rid of it, you can't be in it to win it.
I was in it and I didn't win it. I went in there and came out even broker than I was. But no, you know what it is. I can't. It's gonna sound a bit dumb, because obviously if you win money, then there is a benefit. But I don't think it betters society. I think it just makes certain people richer and creates more of a divide. And not everybody, but a lot of the people that obviously run all these gambling firms and all of that. I don't know. I know I've probably drifted into a bit of a religious kind of mindset. Well, I'm not that religious in a way of, it means it prohibits gambling. But if you're saying something that I think would better society to get rid of, I think if you remove gambling, and on the flip side as well, even if you made that decision today, let's say worldwide gambling ban, that you couldn't ever do it. Even for the people that want to do it, things are more fun when they're illegal, generally speaking, not everything.
Yeah, but then you run the risk of prison sentences and fines. So this is what I'm saying.
Anyway, might as well. Would you rather be in prison because you smoke weed or because you got like a mill sat somewhere briefing when you come out?
Depends if I'm in Wandsworth or not. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But no, I think for me, I would think it needs to be regulated better. And by that, I mean, you should be able to show, you should maybe have to have like a credit check or something to gamble. Do you know what I mean? Or something, or you can only deposit, like, there has to be like strict deposit limits. Like, at the moment you can set a deposit limit, but I think the highest one's like £1,000 a month or something stupid. It's not a limit. That's just like, I want to blow my wages over 30 days or whatever your wages are. Do you know what I mean? So I think there should be like stricter, like, you have to be, I don't know, you have to have like a credit check where it shows that you're all up to date with every bill. And even that's, I'm not saying that's right, because you can still be up to date with your bills and still have a gambling addiction. Do you know what I mean? That's not, but I think the regulation of gambling has to be better. Like the committee or whatever they call it has to do better, because there's loads of people out there that are gambling like their kids, like, fucking dinners away. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're choosing, should I feed my kids or should I go to bookies and put a bet on, and then they're scrimping and saving to put a tin of beans on the table for the kids. So
100%. And even thinking of your point, I would still just get rid of it. But even the casinos and the things that they do with the air supply, oxygen supply, and the lights and all the stuff, it's insane. I find it a bit insane. So I'm not saying bad if you go and do these things. I've been casino before. I've done a lot.
Really? You're a hypocrite, man. Man's out here to.
I'm saying no. Now that I've done it.
Did you lose? You lost at the casino, innit?
No, the casino I went in on not massive. I think I got a £10 free bet and I took £10. This is years, like decades ago.
What, you just broke even? Oh no, so you took £10.
No, I took as in
You had £10.
£10 free bet, and then and I came out. I think I went as high as about 300, and then I came away with about 90. I put aside 90, and I thought, let me just.
You can walk away with the 90. You're happy?
Yeah, because I know I'm up, but yeah, that other when I was up, I was like, this is great, and then in about 5 minutes I was back down to 90. And I was like, yep,
that's the thing.
done.
You got to know, like, I've won bets before, yeah, and the first thing I do, withdraw the money. Because you know how tempting it is like to go in and like, oh, I'll put another bet on, or I'll do. You got the only way, and I'm not saying there's a good way or bad way of being. You can't really be successful at gambling. There's only one winner, and it's the people the bookies, basically, the house. Yeah. But there has been times when I've been up. I'll be honest, like you check, because now you can check like your monthly sort of income outgoings, and some months I'm like 4,000% up. Do you know what I mean? And what I put on. So there's sometimes it's beneficial, but then you can get trapped into like a vice of just gambling, like gambling on flipping Armenian football that you haven't got no clue about, or you're just gambling on dogs.
Lithuanian youth gymnastics.
Do you know what I mean? You're gambling on like who's going to enter the Big Brother house first and shit like that. That's when you know you got to stop. When the fun stops, stop. So, you know, I think when the fun stops, you got to go and seek help. Now, seriously though, like on a serious note, like it's one of them things I don't think it's spoken about. Like even now, I remember reading the football Premier League were trying to take out the sponsors of betting. I'm sure that's meant to come into play this year. And I'm pretty sure Tottenham's new training top is their sponsors Bet MGM. So are they taking it out or are they not? Because they've been having. Do you know what I mean? You only have to watch football, and just before kickoff, they've got his name Ray Winston for Bet365. He's on there, and he's like, "Yeah, put your bets on," and he's doing all that literally before kickoff. And then, and then there's half time. They got more. You can get
this, Chris Rock on there.
Chris Rock. All of them
man from Madagascar. Yeah, listen, but that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it in a judgmental way of people that do it. I think it brings much more harm than good.
Oh yeah.
It's enjoyable.
Alcohol does that. Drugs do that. Food does that. If you eat McDonald's every day, obesity.
Drugs. I'm a little bit. It's a bit of a weird one.
You can't put drugs. You can't put drugs there and gambling there, cuz.
100% you can.
Nah, you can't, man. Not in my world, anyway. Not in my world.
From a spiritual level, I know we're going into a different realm, but from a spiritual level, and also there are other uses of drugs where it can be quite helpful and beneficial medically. Like gambling, I can never say to someone that you're depressed, so go gamble and. You know what I mean?
But then you'd be surprised. I know someone who's won a lot of money off gambling through poker. So, and when I say a lot of money, I'm talking a nice chunk of money paid off their mortgage. So, do you see what I'm saying?
I'm just a hater. That's why we're playing this game.
Okay.
Anyway,
all right.
You next.
Right, my first one is going to be, I would get rid of the monarchy.
Oh, I missed that one.
I would get rid of the monarchy. And some people are going to say, yeah, but they bring in money, tourists, and da-da-da-da-da, and they do this, and they're for the God save the king, and blah, blah, blah. Nah, man, just what do they, on a day-to-day basis, for me and you, and people like me and you, average person, what do they actually do? Oh, wait. I'll leave that silence for anyone who wants to fill the gap.
No. Oh, I'm sure people can. See, you'd get rid of it, but what is it? Why would you get rid of it though?
Because what did he do? So for me, the reason I would get rid of it is because theoretically, I know they bring money into it, but the tourist thing isn't an excuse for that. Because one, I don't think the king even knows Buckingham Palace. That's not owned by the king, you know. So they just made that a big tourist thing. There's a case to say. Now, I'm just saying there's 775 rooms in Buckingham Palace, and there's a massive homelessness issue, not just in London, across everywhere. There's loads of residencies that they have across the country, in the world. There's a lot of fortune that they have that I'm sure they could free up and help this country get back onto its feet.
But why should they have to do that, though?
What do you mean, why?
No, I'm playing devil's advocate. But why?
Well, why should they have to give it up?
When your kids move out, are you gonna take in a homeless person?
Well, possibly. I don't know. Yeah, I thought about that. I could go
for this shit. No.
I could. You never know. No, but
you got to rock up.
But people do that. People bring in lodgers. That's what I'm trying to say. People bring in like lodgers.
No, I'm talking about homeless people. I'm not talking about lodgers. A homeless person.
Nah, but listen. But I'm not raking in and caking in millions of pounds a year. That's the difference with me and them. Like, they bring in, but take us just as much that they bring in. So theoretically, what are they doing? They're not doing anything. They're just here to take what they can take and steal people's jewels and stuff. Let's have it right. They're just taking off they're taking off the plate that they didn't help put on the plate in the first place. They're just one entity of the economy. They're not the whole thing.
Yeah. So what about for people that would argue from a cultural perspective?
What, like the royalists?
Yeah, like for them, it's part of their identity, who they think they are. A lot of the, maybe not my thing, but a lot of the countries that part of the Commonwealth, they're very much into it. You go to some places, you see pictures of the Queen in people's houses.
What does that do for you, though?
I'm not talking about me. I'm just talking about other people.
What does it do for the other people that there's a picture of the Queen and the King or whoever on a wall? Or you go to another country and you can spend your pounds there or whatever. Or you go to Gibraltar and you can spend a little pound and whatnot. What's that doing for other people? Or like, what is taking the monarchy away going to change from those people's lives?
Might make them sad. Saw where the queues were at when the Queen died.
No, it might make you sad if it snows for 4 days a week. It's just one of them things. You just got to get on with it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you just got to get on with life. So I would get rid of it because I don't see the purpose. I don't see this, how it serves a purpose for me, for people like me, for people, the average person. A royalist don't need that. I don't give a shit about it.
I'll flip it the other way.
Go on.
What would they need to be doing to be
stay
worthwhile or relevant? Yeah. What is it that you'd be wanting?
I don't know, because I just said I don't know what they do. I can't tell you that because I don't know what they do. I see them pop up every now and then, apart from Kate, who's gone missing, probably dead up somewhere. But I don't see them do anything. I literally just see them. I literally see them pop out every now and again. The only time you see them is when in this day and age is when there's a little bit of controversy with the Harry and Meghan stuff. If you remember all of that, they were very vocal then. Whether there's a
did you watch Oprah?
I think so. Yeah.
Did you? Yeah. Was you not entertained by that?
Not really.
You watch it though. You're interested.
Yeah, but if we didn't,
they didn't exist. What would you have done with that?
Watch the football, guys. Come on, don't make out like I was sitting there waiting for the thing to come on. You know what I'm saying? I know you're playing devil's advocate. I know. I hear you saying. I know what you're doing. But what I'm saying is the monarchy ain't doing shit for us. I know all this thing about they generate millions in tourism. I get it, but you know what? If they weren't there and you wanted to still walk around Buckingham Palace and pay dash little donation to them, you could still do that. What I'm saying is, don't forget, we're paying for these people, not just the building. We're paying for all of their things, You think them, do you know what I mean? They're collecting a wage, I'm just saying, what has the monarchy done for us? Why is people singing the anthem, the national anthem? Why? Well, just because you're from the country. Okay, cool. What's the monarchy doing for you then? Because you're all passionate, God save the Queen and hand on heart and belting it out after 17 pints. What are they doing for you? Because you're still going on a Monday scraping in your little 9-to-5 job, having to scrimp and save. And I'm not saying that the monarchy are there to like solve every issue or to solve poverty or the crisis in the country or nothing like that. But what's their purpose then? They're just there to chill. They rub jewels on the jewels that they stole from Africa. They're just there chilling.
Well, going on what you said, if they're not, you're saying that they're not there to do things for the country, but I'd argue that that's what they should be doing.
No. I didn't say that.
No.
Careful. I didn't say that. I didn't say they shouldn't be doing for the country. I said they shouldn't be solving all the problems on their own, like the housing crisis, the cost of living.
What I'm saying is, I think I'm agreeing with that.
No,
I think that's what they should be doing.
Just get the words right, though, because I know.
My bad. Yeah. No. But
they should be. I agree with you. They should be.
They should be. Because for me, if I let's say I do the lottery because we can gamble. And it's a big house. Euro millions, massive. Yeah. I'll go buy an island, and there's people struggling on my island. I'm gonna go help those people. Like, I do people on my island, you know what I mean? So
struggling.
I got, billions or whatever it is that they got,
and you're sat there in stolen jewels.
Yeah, I come around your yard, teeth
everything, and then come and sit down and tell you this and that, and then we're belting out Save the King.
At worst, anything that I took from you, like your iPhone and all your precious things, I give it to the homeless in my island. That's what I do. So at least I'm not giving them somewhere to live. They can't come and live with me.
But you give it your son. Hey, that's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying.
Come looking for your stuff. I say,
Me have that. That would be my first one anyway. I tried to do this in order of severity, priority. So least severe one for me was the monarchy.
Oh, this is the least severe. Okay.
For me, this is just me personally on a personal thing.
So. No. I'm looking forward to seeing what come next. All right. Me, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, come on.
All right. Our next one, you won't be surprised to hear this. And get rid of smartphones. I don't see the point of them. Like, it's not. As in, I've got one, but what I'm saying is, you could live without them.
You sound like a hypocrite on this episode, dude. First you're in gambling. Gambling. Then you got iPhone. You want to get rid of iPhone. You're on an iPhone still. You got the Samsung back. We have to.
No. I know you're there.
No. I remember.
I've got neither. I've got a OnePlus.
What is that? Because we all did.
No, I don't even know what country it's from. It's might be Nordic, but it's
okay.
It's just the battery life. You know how I feel about battery life. That's why I got the last iPhone one.
Yeah.
But anyway, no, I'd remove it. I'd have them all collected up and just smashed up, and no smartphones.
What's your thing where? Because I see qualities in not an iPhone, sorry, a smartphone, but what is it about the actual phones itself that makes you not want them around? Like, what is it?
They're just a shortcut for not engaging in life properly for me. Like, everything that you can do on your smartphone, and don't get me wrong, because I'm talking from a place of privilege where everyone that I need to connect with, I can probably connect with in a way that's quite easy. Obviously, let's say you're moving half across the world because, I don't know, you're moving somewhere because you want to send money back home. Just like, I understand. Yeah. But for me, you can still write letter. Like, we existed and prospered before. I think, and I do think, I think it kills communities. So my initial thing was I would just get rid of the internet, but actually I don't think that would be helpful, and it'll be something.
That's dangerous. That sounds mad dangerous as well.
Oh, then I'm all about, does it bring more harm than good? But smartphones, there are benefits, but I think the world would be a happier place without smartphones. Like having to literally go somewhere and sit down on a computer and log in to Instagram to see how shit your life is compared to others. I'd much rather that be limited to, you remember the days, obviously. That's our generation, isn't it?
Down to your preference though, like kind of what you just said about the monarchy and what we said about the gambling, but don't that come back, like no one's forcing you to download like Instagram. I know that was an example, but no one, you could have an iPhone or Android, whatever.
Or just have to call it and message it.
But you can, like no one's telling you to go and download all these things. You're choosing to do them by choice. Again, yeah. So like but you could just have text, call, notes, calendar. You know what I'm saying? 4 apps. Listen, your battery would be perfect because you won't be running anything. You just
the phone would last 15 years. Well, not with Apple because it's every 5 years.
They like to take every 2, man. Every 2 years, I like to change your thing. But
the thing is, this comes back to what I was talking about, the gambling. Smartphones are just another way of addicting people to some bullshit. In my opinion, and I'm one of those people. I'm a hypocrite, but all hypocrites here.
Listen, speak for yourself. Views of Kieran are Kieran's views only. No one else is on the pod.
No, this is just the views of the pod. Everybody's wrapped in this. Anyone who's ever been on the pod.
Might say join enterprise.
Oh, no, because no. We're all hypocrites because I'll complain about fast fashion, but how many football tops have I got?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And I complain about the environment, but yeah, sometimes I'll throw a plastic bottle in the bin.
But doesn't that kind of go back to like Kanye said it before, like we're all still, and I know this is a mad statement that he made, but we're all theoretically still kind of slaved to something. Like,
yeah,
we are kind of still slave to even like brands, for instance. Like, I mean, like you're wearing this particular brand, or like you have to have an iPhone now. You don't have to, but you kind of have to have like a smartphone. But there are phones out there that you, like if you pulled out your Nokia 3310 now or whatever, it'd still work. So you could still theoretically have that.
Wherever it is in the garage somewhere. But
yeah, mine's.
Everyone's got one in the garage.
Mine's in a box in the loft, man. But if I went to pull it on now and charge it, it would work still. So like we're almost not slaved. I think slave's probably the wrong word, but we're all kind of following the same line of sheep to an extent, because we all kind of just fall into that line of, yeah, we'll get a smartphone. Yes, I'll download Twitter, or I'll download Instagram, or I'll download this app because he's got it and she's got it. So I'll download that as well. And then I'll upload my photos here. Do you know what I mean? We're all kind of following the same thing. So
we you know what with that though? You know, I was talking about connection, right? So it works in both ways. So you know, like when we buy something, so you buy a Chelsea top, I'll say it on a pod, I'll buy a United top. Yeah, we're buying it because we want to connect with our love for that team, but also the people around us. Because if nobody else had a Chelsea top, I'm not saying that you are full of fashion, but you might not buy it, but actually you're buying it, and then you see someone else in it. Like when United won the FA Cup, I saw someone on the street almost crashed a car, so I was like, babe, like, you know what I mean? Because I'm happy and I see him with the top. It's connection. So people will sometimes buy it, not necessarily because they need the stuff, but they're like, oh, you got it, I've got it. I feel connected now. We've got something in common. We can talk. But my problem is with smartphone, because I was thinking about this. I had to really think, because I was struggling after the gambling, if I'm honest. But I had to really think about what is a smartphone actually for? Like the person and the people that designed it, what is it that they wanted society to do? Like what is it for?
Is that for me?
You can answer if you want. It's rhetorical question, or you can answer it.
No, I think it's got some uses. I think, like, for instance, now, like, for me, I'm talking about my child's, like, for my son now, for instance, like, so he's very well in his reading and his spelling and whatnot. So there's apps that he's got on his iPad, which I know isn't a smartphone, but kind of the same context as well. Yeah. So he's got apps on there that he's doing all his, he does like maths, he does his English on there. Like he now messages me, like he's able to type messages with like emojis and shit like that to me. Now, I think at 6, nearly 7, I don't think like my day and age, I could write and I could read, but I would, like, some of the words he's telling me, like, and he's spelling to me and he's spelling them correctly, like, and I know he's got like the predictive text and all that, but even he knows about that now. He knows about like what predictive text is and all of them things, and like he knows how to FaceTime, and he can FaceTime like his granddad when they're away on holiday. He knows how to FaceTime and see, so he's still got that communication. And I get your point about writing, because I remember I used to write granddad as well. I used to write him, but he used to say like, I used to get like a letter back like 5-6 weeks later. Do you know what I mean? He used to be like, and it used to be very expensive as well. I remember like begging for the postal to get it sent over. But I think just in this day and age now, things are a lot quicker. I do agree with you that there's a massive addiction side to it. Like my son, he'll come in from school, like get changed and whatever, and one of the first things he thinks he can come in and do is get on his iPad straight. I'm like, no, it's not working like that around here.
Yeah,
it ain't happening. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I think that addiction of like, I've not been on it all day, so I need to get like my little fix on it now.
Yeah,
I'm like, no. Like, we're gonna sit and talk first. We're gonna do your homework. We're gonna do this. Then you can have an hour, 45 minutes, depending on the time on it. Then brush your teeth and whatnot, and go to bed. So
yeah.
There's pluses to. I think the FaceTime thing's good. I think the fact that I've never been a person that likes to carry money. So like the fact that I can just use my phone now to pay for things, like Do you know what I mean? I'm glad that I can just access. I don't have to walk to the bank to go and take money out. I can just swap it and change it through. You know what I mean? Back in the day, you used to have to go to like Nationwide, take the money out, walk to the NatWest, put the money into the NatWest. I can just do it on my phone now. So there's things like that I'm glad I can do. The fact that we're recording this like this, I'm using my camera right now. That's my phone camera to record. So there's little things that I think, yeah, good. I'm glad I got them. And I wouldn't be able to do that on the 3310. But I do see your point about the addiction and like the ultimate benefits of it. Are they good enough? Do they outweigh the cons? Probably not, because I think there's more cons than there is pros to it.
No, and I agree with you. Like, there's some amazing things out there. Like, it's things with people that's got dementia. I remember I was working with someone who's like 70 plus. They were talking about they even, you know, they're using AI to help them to like do things or remember things and things like that. So, you know, 100% there's definitely pros to it, but it still comes back to my question. These people that have been putting these together and developing it, what is it that they want us to do?
Yeah, there's always going to be.
They want to, you know, they want to. From my perspective, they want to make things quicker, so we've got more time to do things for them and spend more money for them.
Yeah,
but I'm going too far. I don't spend all day, every day thinking about that. You know, because I know some people are really. That's not really my vibe. But I think actually, again, people would be a lot more happy if they didn't have smartphones.
True, I agree.
And they would still be able to do all the things that we described. It just would take longer, but then we'd be more patient as a society.
Yeah, there are. Yeah, I get it. I don't know. There's definitely some. There's definitely some pluses. Like I think even like the whole, like this, I think this watch now. If I was to have like a cardiac arrest, this watch would be able to somehow send a call to the person I've. Do you know what I mean? So it's like if I just have fainted or whatever. And my pulse is low or whatever, it sends something to, I don't know who's my point of contact as an emergency actually, but whoever it is, they will get a phone call or they'll get a text to say you need to go and check on them. They pinpoint the location where I am. Do you know what I'm saying? And it would say, yeah, boom, go and check on him because it's something ain't right. So there's little things like that I'm glad that we've got smart technology for.
No.
But then on the flip side, I always think if you can do all that, I wonder what else they like monitoring as well. Do you know what I mean? Like things like the voice recognition with Siri, like are they just recording your voice 24/7? Do you get what I'm saying? So there's loads of things in there that I don't like to go down that rabbit hole, but when I do go down there, it makes me start thinking about all the other things that, like all the other things that they must be
that they hear and
or even Alexa. Oh, yeah, Alexa's just going on. But even
you should always listen.
Man, Alexa's just there listening into the pod. Yeah, I mean, mad.
Right. What's your number 2?
My number 2 could have been my number 1, to be fair, but based on the text message I just got before we started recording, I bumped it down. But my next one, and I very rarely, and we spoke about this on the pod before, but I very rarely say this, but the word nigger is in there for me because I hate that word so much, like to the point where even me just saying it then didn't sit right with me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And I don't mean it because like I'm looking at it from 2 lenses. I'm looking at it because it's in songs, so I think we should get rid of the word so we can't say it in songs. I don't think we should get rid of the word so we forget why it was, do you know what I mean, what it meant, because it still has an impact in today's society. So it's a difficult one. I would get rid of it that we can't use it now, but we still have the knowledge of understanding what it meant back in the day. Because I think that's so important that we understand why that word was so hateful and used against us the way it was. But I hear it so often, like even the other day, where was I? A Manchester group of people, non-white people, just free-willing up the word, like just saying it. I'm like, you don't need to say that word. And they're young, they're like 14, 13. I'm like, you're just saying it because your mum and dad aren't here, because your mum and dad were here, they're punching your face. Do you know what I mean? And I hate, you know me already. I don't, like I said to you before on a separate episode, I don't think I've ever really said that word to you, or, you know, I don't say it.
Yeah, and I'm not something like your rotation of.
Nah, man. Even in songs, I don't. If I hear the word, I try and not say it just because I'm I said to you before, someone calls me that word, I'm going mad. So I can't hear people say it, or someone say it to me, or I say it to someone, and then someone who I think shouldn't say it to me says it to me, and I've got a problem with it. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's no passes. Just because we're both black doesn't mean that you can say it to me. No, don't say it to me. Simple as that. Because none of us are that word, really. We're just like positive black people. So I really, really hate that word, man. I just don't see in today's society, especially, you know, like you're saying about gambling, you don't see like a...
So no, there's no
benefits of it.
And what's the word?
What's the benefits of saying that word? Like, show me a benefit of saying a word, and there probably isn't one I can think of, unless you sold like, I don't know, 100 million streams on a song where you said it, and you've earned money off it. Then yeah, that's probably your benefit. But you could have said another word. So, what's your thoughts? Would you get rid of it, or would you keep it? No. Let me rephrase that.
I know what you mean. No.
Do you agree with me? Do you agree with me that it's no, because you could actually. Let's keep the question as it is. Actually, no. Let's keep the question as it is.
I just want to make sure I understand.
Would you agree with me to remove it, or do you see that there isn't? Because when I said, "Do you want to keep it?" I don't mean you're going to go say nigga and say to like 20 people. I just mean, do you feel that it isn't really that big of a deal in terms of, as black people, we say it to each other, and it's a kind of like a term of endearment, a little bit, where you're like, oh, what's up, my nigga? You're good, my nigga, and da. Is that okay? Because I think we've had this conversation on here before, where we kind of said, you said before previously that you said it around people, and they said it to you, and it's just like a kind of like a friendship thing. But I think if we removed it from that, and we just didn't say the word at all, then there isn't that kind of room for when can you not say it.
You know where I'm struggling with it. So I think in my mind now, I will just get rid of it. The problem I had, and I think I mentioned this before, was entertainment. Because sometimes,
but it's being removed from entertainment as well, though. So even like Chappelle and all these other people.
What I mean. That's what I mean. So because of my connection with it on an entertainment basis, like when I've been watching stuff, or watching the show, and it's used not in obviously not in a derogatory sense. I mean, it's always going to be derogatory, but you know what I mean. Like if there's a joke and they use the word with a particular tone, or it's funny sometimes, like when it's used in a clever way, like in an ironic way, if that makes sense. So like Boondocks, I don't know if you ever watch it, but the way that they use the word in that, it's a bit more sort of satire. But I think I don't think it has a place, and I think what's happened is, I understand the origins of, obviously, initially Nigger, then Nigga, or yeah. But I think the problem now, why I think it then, why it should be removed now, is because I don't think people understand any of the origins of it anyway. They're just using it because somebody's saying it. So they're running around saying a word, and people talk about claiming a word back, so it doesn't mean anything. But I tell you for free, you call anybody that's got any kind of tone on their skin that word, is gonna hurt. Like if you're in an argument and somebody calls you that, or you're not reclaiming it, because when it's used against you, yeah, it's horrible.
Do you agree with that then? That's a good point, actually, because I was listening to another podcast and they were talking about reclaiming like blackface and nigger and those kind of words, and I was like, I don't think there's a case for us to even claim it back now. I don't.
I agree. Not for me personally, because how can you claim something back with the history that it's got, all the images, all the stories that you hear?
Would you want to claim it back? This is why I want to get rid of it. Would you want to claim back a word that has that much negativity attached to it? Why would you want to claim it back? And what are you going to do when you claim it back?
That's a good point. No, I think you're right, because even if you're in a club and someone's greeting you, with someone that goes greeting you like that, always going to have the image of if you've been called it or you've seen it, or you watch Amistad or whatever it is that you watch. It's crazy. So no, I 100% agree. Like I said, I've got to be consistent. I'm always split with if I'm watching like Eddie Murphy or Dave Chappelle or even like Friday, and it's got nice memories for me. Do you know what I mean? And they use the word, so that's why it's different. So it'd be like them really sad the series that you kind of like, and then you see it on Netflix or Disney, and they've removed episodes or they've removed scenes because it's not PC, but it was still funny at the time, so they should probably just left it in. Do you know what I mean? Can you imagine Friday without all the or Dr. Dre songs, where it's just not there anymore?
I think I could though. I get your point though. Like, it's obviously going to change. It's going to change the, like, for instance, Dave Chappelle's jokes might not land as funny as they did if you had that word in there. Or
if they dubbed it, I'm just thinking of even grime or just any. They just dubbed it for Brother or Sucker or something. Like, it's going to hit but him.
Well, that's like saying when you listen to like a certain song on the radio, you're still bumping it even with the radio edit. If the radio edit's not got the words in, I still listen to it. And I think there's like, even sometimes like some of Dave Chappelle's jokes where he doesn't say that word are still just as funny. So it kind of backs up the point that you can still be funny without saying the word, and I can still listen to the music without hearing that word in it. So for me personally, I just think it's one of them ones that I always worry that one day my kids or my grandkids, if I ever get to live old enough to see them, I get called that word, and if I'm still of an age where I can still swing and kick someone's head off, I've got to go down to school and do that as a granddad. So, do you know what I mean? I'm just like, get rid of the word for that reason, because I feel like in this day and age, even people that aren't black feel, because they listen to culturally what's deemed as black music, that they can just go and use the word freely and do what they want with it. And I think that's kind of because in this generation now, they're all kind of growing up, and the slang that they use, the terminology that they use. When I was growing up, it was just us using it. It was just us. And then like, I feel like now you got like the likes of, what's his name from Manchester? H. You got H, you got that Central C, you got all these other people that just aren't really from our culture really, but they're kind of taken from the culture. Yeah. And then it's birthing all these people like H, like mini H's everywhere, that feel that because he's kind of in that culture, that they have to be in it, and that they can now say this word. And it goes back to your point that they don't actually know what the word means, the history behind it properly. Yeah. So they're just saying it. So they probably think they're saying things like bro. They think it's kind of the same level as bro or bruv or blood, when actually nigger is all the way up here.
It's in some terms.
Yeah, it's different. So get off my soapbox.
No, but it's interesting because I know we've got to move on, but the last thing, something that you just said there, was me just thinking about, I saw, like a child using that word, or like a sibling or a cousin, just freely using. If you saw one of your kids just saying it, they're 10 years old and on the phone to someone using, or what, like, actually that would be quite mad. You know what I mean? So it's happening. It's happening now. It's
happening now. Like I'm seeing, like I said, them kids, I'll probably put a bit of age on them. They were young, but they were not that much younger than my son, and he's nearly 7. They were still short kids, like really short kids. And I thought, you lot haven't even got a clue what you're saying here. You're just saying it because you probably watched like Top Boy or something. I don't know this generation's thing, but Top Boy or whatever they've watched, and they're just saying it. But if you knew the history and the weight that word carries around, you would not be saying it. Or your mum and dad or whoever educated you and said, look, that word is actually the word you do not want to be using in public. You know what I mean? But because that education isn't happening, we just got to remove the word, because we know what it means. We can't remove the history of it, but I think we should remove the word from society for good, because it ain't got no benefits attached to it. Your final one, man. Let's see what you have to say.
I got stuck here. So I started off with the ones I was more certain about, and moving towards ones that. So there was a couple that came in. I'm not going to name them in case I don't think there'd be things you'd say, but I won't name.
Nah, this one I don't think you'll have. But go on.
No. So I would remove. It's kind of hard to phrase it in a way I'd get rid of it, but I'd have it so that you couldn't be a billionaire, whether in money or assets. So I'd remove Absolutely. The ability. Go on.
There's like a threshold of how much money you could ever earn in your entire life.
Yeah, and you can't do the thing of passing it on to anyone. Like you just, I don't know how the system would work.
If you try and pass it on, you lose it.
Yeah, or you got to pay a tax on it, which is kind of what happens anyway. But I'm still my inheritance. Yeah. But no. I'd make it so that you could only be so wealthy. I'll cap it $1 billion. I was thinking $1 million, but
let's say half $1 billion. I think is enough to live off for life.
Because $1 million in some places can even buy you like a 2-bed house, you know. So I'm going to cap it there. But half $1 billion we'll go with that, because I don't understand again why any one individual or set of individual would need that much money. Like just sat there, and that would be money and assets as well, not just because I know people would say, "Oh, you know, I've got £10 in the bank," but you know,
sounds like the monarchy all over again, though. This is what I'm trying to say. But go on. Yeah.
But no, I'm just so. I was thinking about, and probably there'd be a system where I know what the floor is to this, but it'd be a system where anybody that go over that threshold, that money obviously will go to someone that is nowhere near that money, but. I'm talking about benefit system here. However, this is where it gets a bit techie. You'd have to be doing something to demonstrate that you're going to use that money for goods. I will thought this all the way through, but the main thing is I would cap it so that the most you could earn is probably, was it 500 million? So now in America, is it $1 million is $1 billion, isn't it? But in the UK, is it 1,000 million is $1 billion?
You blew my mind.
No, the mass is always confusing. Anyway, you want to be able to earn more than 500 million. That would be the cap. That would be the maximum you could earn.
Do you know what though? Kind of linked to that. This isn't my final one, but I did think about removing benefits. Like when I say benefits, I mean like it's not called jobs. It's not called job seekers. Yeah, like the universal credit.
Universal credit. Yeah.
I wouldn't remove the benefit. I would remove the monetary thing that's assigned to benefits. I would actually give out.
You'd give stuff.
I would say you must get this voucher. You can't use alcohol. You can't use for alcohol or cigarettes. You must go and buy £50 worth of Asda or £50 worth of Tesco food with that voucher, and that's how I would do it.
Talking about a dictatorship.
But no, you say that, but then no, you're trying to wind man up after I told you before you start recording, but it's good. But the reason I say that is because I'm going back to like years ago when it was like job seekers and income support and all that, and the amount of people that were just using the money for the things that they didn't need to use it for. Like they would just they get it, they'd be in the pub, they'd be buying 50,000 cigarettes or whatever and all that bullshit, and then come the next fortnight or close to that fortnight, they're struggling, they got no money, they got a great crisis loan now and this and that and all the rest of it, and it's the people that work that foot that bill. So I think they need to change it where that you're still going to get help if you can't work, because some people physically can't work because of whatever reason, but then there are people that can work but still just sit down and do nothing majority of the time anyway. So for me personally, those people I think would be given vouchers rather than money. But sorry, I've taken your billion.
No. I mean, that would be it. I think so. I'm sneaking another one here. What came close for fourth was it's kind of linked in a way, but I would make, this is not something I wouldn't have. Actually, no, it is something I would take away. All education would be free. No, you should never, I don't think should ever have to pay for education.
And I was going to ask a question to that though.
Yeah.
So in order for that to happen, we need to have a hell of a lot more teachers or lecturers or whatever.
Right.
To do that, who's paying for the lecturers and the teachers?
So in my world where no one can earn more than half a billion, there you go, there's your piece.
Yeah, but the teachers will be in more demand, so they're not going to be asking for it. They're striking now. So imagine they say, listen, if you're going to bring this in, I want £1 million a year. They do that for...
Yeah, they can go and live in your world. That's cool.
I'm just saying that like the teachers aren't going to be doing their job for what they're doing now. And the man, I agree. Nah, because you don't forget, every child is getting free education.
Every child is getting free education, but I just mean post.
Sorry, yeah. So that's what I meant as well. So I meant post, like college, uni, whatever. Every child, no, stop calling them children. Actually, every person is getting free university fees and college fees and da. They're getting all of that. Things would have to scale up in terms of the wages for people.
Yeah, but this
where you gonna house them all?
This country colonized bare countries for hundreds of years, so there's bare money there.
I'm not just listen. You heard my monarchy one already. You know what's how me? I'm just saying. Like I agree with you 100%. I don't think I was on Twitter the other day, and I think I didn't read the tweet properly, but I think it says something like someone's university fees were like £110,000, and then like it showed like a 3-year comparison, and they paid off like $2,000 or something like that. I can't remember what it was. I didn't read it properly.
You just have to go to uni twice, and this is in comparison too. So imagine anybody that went to uni before 2006,
it changed
$10,000 a year. Yeah, and obviously anyone was going before, was it 2011, whenever the riots was, it's $3,000.
Yeah.
So the only thing I'd have in place is it's all linked. So no one can earn more than $500,000. Free education, all education, everyone. But in order to get it, you'd have to volunteer somewhere for a year. That would be my only caveat. You'd have to go to an old person's home or do some kind of voluntary work, meaningful voluntary work. Volunteers as a teacher, although you wouldn't have education, so that might be tricky, but you'd have to volunteer and do something for a year.
Imagine because I know this would happen.
But that sound like a conservative now. You got to go do
Messi, you got to go do national service. we see Kieran Sunak. No, I was going to say, like, imagine you do all that, you get your free education, you graduate and whatever, and then midway through your voluntary work here, you're working in like an old people's home or somewhere like that, and you think, I'm sick of getting shit on my hands, man, and cleaning pissy beds. I'm giving this up now. But you've already got your degree now, so you're already calm. You can do...
No, you have to volunteer before.
Okay. No, that makes sense. I was going to say, because imagine.
No, that's the caveat. You've got to volunteer,
and then you get it.
Yeah, so you can go and work. You can, but just know that you can for, I don't know, every year that you volunteer something, get 2 years worth of free education. Okay. Yeah,
that'd be a sick idea, though. No, I agree with that one. I agree with that one. That one's. I agree with everything you said. I agree with, actually, but that one I think would be sick. Because I think that'd be the incentive for people, rather than be left with like a massive like fees to pay afterwards when there's not that many jobs out there. Maybe in a field, for instance, that they're trying to they've graduated from, or if there could be loads of vacancies, but just as many people trying to get them. How are they paying that uni tuition fee at the end? So I think that kind of makes sense to volunteer first, show that your commitment is there, you're willing to do it, and then you get the education and you get something at the end of it. I think that'd be a sick incentive for people to want to go and further their education beyond. And then we might not be in this position where we're struggling to get junior doctors and this and that and teachers and all the rest of it. You'd solve a lot of problems, but
I'll run up to Westminster, see what man's saying.
Listen, you got what, less than 24 hours, because he's out of there soon. He's packing his office up, apparently.
I feel like he's packed up already. I don't even think man want to be there. Before go on.
Before I drop my last one, I just want to. Have you been watching? I don't know if you go on Twitter, but have you seen all the tweets that have been coming out from Rishi Sunak?
No, what? Last few days. Yeah,
the last 3 days, because he's been moving mad. It's like like someone's account gets hacked, and you think you have to double check that it's actually not a parody account. Like all the things he's coming out with, like you've got like less than 1 day to make sure that Labour don't get in power. Don't give them your money. Don't give because he's moving like a man that knows he's lost already.
Sounds like he's having a meltdown.
Nah, he is. Like that's it. That's exactly the word I was looking for. When like. Back in the day on Twitter, like someone would have like a mad. I want to say this person's name. In fact, I'm going to say, but I'm going to have to bleep it out just in case. Right? Remember him? So I think he had like a mental breakdown. So, yeah. But he went on a rampage of tweets for days. Remember, He was on Twitter. They didn't sleep as well. I remember I used to go to sleep, wake up, and he was still tweeting. He was still going, and he was going for like 2 or 3 days. And Rishi Sunak's moving like him. He's moving like him. I'm telling you, it's mad. It's crazy out here. But my last one is personal to me, but it affects thousands and thousands and thousands of people. But it's a very personal one to me. And I would get rid of the child maintenance service.
Selfish.
Nah, let me...
No, I'm joking.
let me tell you why though. Not the actual child maintenance itself by paying, because I think that's still got to be done. I think that has to be done. The service has to be removed, because the service... Because I don't know where to start. Oh, wait. Let me tell you this actually. You know about the Horizon scandal, Raw Mail?
So I need to watch the series. So I've purposely not read about it. Like, watch the series.
Okay.
It's next on my list, to be fair.
Okay.
After The Boys and the other things. But yeah.
Okay. Well, when you watch it, we'll talk about it on here. But you must know the gist of it, though. You must know
I've got a bit of an idea. Yeah.
So when you watch it, 1,000,000% the same thing's going to happen with this child, the CMS, because they move like crooks. I'm telling you, they're the most legitimate crooks I've ever met in my life. And I say that, and I was looking the other day about the number of deaths that's like assigned to the stress of people who've committed suicide because of them, like literally because of them. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're the most crookedest gangsters ever. I'm not even joking. Like, the system that's in place is not beneficial for any parent, mom or dad, at all. Like, it just doesn't make sense. The way that they take the money off you doesn't make sense. Like, they take off your gross, not your net. And money that you never see, they're taking off you. You're double taxed. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're getting taxed and then you're getting taxed again. And then you get taxed when you go into a shop to buy a loaf of bread. So there's so many things in it. But I think and I think by mums by default getting children needs to change as well. That's another story for another day. Yeah. But linked to that, I think just by default, mums are always classed as the parent with like the care and the care responsibilities. That's not always the case, because there's some crackhead mums out there that are crackheads and they still get their kids. And there's probably the dad out there that's cool. So, but for me, the system has to change, because the system is... Because I was reading a case the other day, yeah? This guy had been paying, he had proof that he's been paying for years and years and years.
Yeah.
Out of the blue, like 4 years down the line now, yeah? He got on now to say that he owes £20,000 in arrears. Because, you know when I read it, I was like, and the worst thing was, he had the proof, that all his bank statements, every single month, he had them. And guess what they said?
My head's hot.
Guess what they said?
Never imagine.
Guess what they said? It don't matter. You still owe it. It don't matter. You still owe it.
That's crazy.
You still owe it.
That is insane.
I'm telling you, when you watch the Royal Mail thing, the Horizon scandal, this thing here with these people, and don't forget they sold it. This used to be called the Child Support Agency when it was then they sold it, like made it privatized it. Yeah. Then they made the child maintenance service. It went downhill even worse. Trust me, the same thing with the Royal Mail, they're doing with this thing here. And there's like, on a serious note, there's people like killing themselves because of this. Because imagine a letter comes through, you've been paying for 20 years, which is what
you see that, and that's not small change.
And then you get a letter for every year you've paid, you got to pay an extra grand on top of that now. It's crazy, man. And then another...
No, I agree with that one. Go on.
I was going to say, another example was this other guy, he was paying his thing, he's paying like £900 a month. And then 1 month, they said that he made a voluntary payment to the mum, yeah? So when he rang them, and he said, I've never made a voluntary payment of 1,700 or whatever it was. And they were like, no, you did. And he's like, no, never. What actually happened was they fucked up the calculations, yeah? Mm-hmm. And rather than giving him the money back, or try and get the money off the mum, they classed it as a voluntary payment, but it was his money. So they to cook the books, yeah, what he done was said that it was a voluntary payment that he made, when in actual fact, the money should have gone back to him because he'd overpaid. But they kept it with her because it was easier to keep the money with her than ask her for the money back. I'm just saying, listen, kids have to be looked after. You have to be careful who you're mingling dingle with and all that. I get it, yeah? But the system
you shouldn't
is a mess.
Punished for that. Do you know what I mean?
System is a mess, an absolute mess, man. But that was my last one.
No, I've got no disagreements with that one at all.
I don't think anyone, cause even like some of the things that I see, yeah, some of the mums down there, like there's like a community thing, yeah, and some of the mums are saying like when I ring them, they lie and say like we've sent the money, and then when it goes to hit my bank, they're like, oh yeah, where's it? Hit your bank this time. Then they put the phone down on them and just leave them in limbo with no money. So even the mums are getting fucked over as much as the dads are getting fucked over. So it's not like a stick up for dads thing. It's
just everyone.
The system's just not working. So remove that. Thankfully, I'm in a nice cushy little thing where I just send my money every month. It's calm. I don't go through that system as such, but I know there's dads out there. I know one of my brethren, he's going through it, through it though, like where it's like he's ringing them every day. He's on the phone for an hour. So it's stress, man. I don't think people realize the stress that it comes with. Like I don't. And all that, the same thing with the Horizon scandal. People didn't even get to see the outcome. You know, it's happening now, you know, because it's in court now.
Yeah, it's still going through. Yeah.
Some people haven't even got to see the end of that because of X, Y, and Z. You'll find out in the program, but they didn't even get to see the result of what happened and how they won the case. So
it's nuts.
Crazy, man. Crazy out here. Crazy. But that was my last one.
There you go. So obviously, you know, anyone listening need to decide whose world they want to live in. World of no gambling, no smartphones, and free education.
Oh, my world sounds sick though.
Or yeah, no, your one's.
No king, no king, no monarchy. Can't say the word nigger, and you got to sort out your own. You don't need some pleb to tell you how much you need to pay to support your children. That to me sounds like a nice world, man. But yeah, let us know in the comments as well, like some of the things that you get rid of, because I think there's loads that I could have put in there. I think the benefits one was going to be one. What else was I going to get rid of? The airline. We spoke about, remember we went to Barca and we were talking about you got to pay the ticket to get on the plane, then you got to pay for your seat, then you got to pay for your suitcase to go on the same plane you've just paid to get. All of that needs to stop, man. Just give me one price for everything.
And that's the price.
That's the price. And then I'll be happy then. And if I don't want a suitcase on there, then I don't want a suitcase, and the price drops a little bit.
The price, yeah.
Because I can't, like we said that like in Barcelona, you can't stand on the plane, so I have to buy a seat. Just add it onto the flipping ticket then.
You just put it all in, roll it up.
So all inclusive to flight, man. Well, don't need all this breakdown of.
Yeah. No, that was an enjoyment. I'm gonna go and think about that a bit more still.
Yeah, dude. We have to do a part 2 because there'll be others. We'll do another one before we did.
Definitely more.
Just before the season's done, man. But don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share, like the video. Don't forget to leave your room 101s in the comment section below as well. And then we'll be back next week. Subscribe. Like I said, peace out. We're out, man. We're done.
Peace.